Hey there everyone, Hanyou here, and this is a bit of a fix episode since I noticed and had it pointed out to me by a viewer that this episode had no sound when I recorded it, so I am fixing that with this episode. So yeah, well, we will carry on from here. A small hand gently rubbed my head. Pain, go away. The small dainty hand continued to gently stroke my head. You didn't sprain your back or anything, did you? If you rub it like this, the pain disappears. I thought about asking how rubbing my head would help my back, but I didn't. It's not so much about what you actually do, it's the thought that counts. Yeah, thanks Rika-chan. The pain's going away now. Yay, Rika-chan, good morning. Good morning to you, Rina. A good morning to all. Rika-chan greeted us with an adorable little bow. It was infectious. Rina, Mion, and I all bowed back. You're such a good kid, Rika-chan. So much better than Satoko. I'd also like to point out that whoever... I'm not sure when this game was originally made, but it seems they got two of their names from Digimon. Because, yeah, Rika, Rena, Renamon. I just find that interesting, but at the same time, that's just something that I noticed. But I'm probably wrong. So much better than Satoko. I glared over in her direction. Satoko was whistling while rather deliberately trying to avoid eye contact. I'm the very model of a good girl. A good girl wouldn't set those nasty traps. Wouldn't set those nasty traps. Nothing but lies and slander. Exactly what proof? Wah. Wah! I picked up Satoko by the back of her collar. She looks like a misbehaved cat when I do this, but a cat wouldn't be setting traps. She's much harder to deal with. I-M-S-O-R-R-Y. Try saying that. If you won't say it... I cocked my index finger on my thumb, letting it tremble as I brought it closer to Satoko's forehead. I'm against violence. You don't even have any proof. Just so you know, my forehead flick really hurts. It can split plywood right in half. Eek! Stop! Get away from me, you beast! Don't say that in a way people will misunderstand. A small hand tugged on the back of my shirt. She's been lonely since you were gone for 2 days. Rika-chan really is just so... How could I do anything more after being told that? I gently released my grip on Satoko, who at this point was on the verge of tears. She still had her eyes clamped shut as she braced herself for the forehead flick. Wah! It doesn't bother me. Wah! You mustn't cry, Satoko. Keep on fighting, yeah. Rika gently patted the head of her prankster friend. You would never guess those two were the same age. I think Satoko could learn a thing or a million from Rika-chan. Next time, set an even more amazing trap. Wait a minute. As she observed the scene, Rina's expression grew ecstatic as she began to swoon. Aw, Satoko-chan is crying. So cute. You can't take them home. Whew. But they're so cute. You can't, no matter how cute they are. But just for a bit is fine? Rina kept a cutesy face as outrageous ideas spewed from her mouth. According to Mion, Rina is ridiculously weak to cute things and always tries to take them home. Object or person. Stealing is bad, but abducting people is even worse. Give it up. Then I can just look. Just looking. That should be fine, right? Rina swooned over Satoko's crying form. If a girl ever goes missing in Hinamizawa, I'll be forced to turn Rina into the authorities. Forgive me, Rina. I'll be sure to bring you care packages when they put you away. The teacher's coming. Quickly, clean everything up. Satoko, that inkstone is yours, right? Just from Mion's single statement, the entire mood of the room shifted back to normal. The inkstone was bad, but the thumbtacks stuck to the door handle were an even bigger problem. I pulled the tape off carefully, making sure not to skewer myself. Even though Satoko was the one who set it up, everyone had to pick up after her. By the time the teacher entered the room, the bedlam from before had been neatly tidied up. Ahaha, we made it in time. Rise, attention. Mion gave out the morning commands. It's difficult being the teacher for a classroom. It's difficult being the teacher for all these different grades in one classroom. She has to teach something different to each one, but naturally she ends up spending all her time with the younger kids. Rina and Mion, being in the highest grade in the class, end up mostly doing self-study. They even end up helping teach the younger kids, so it seems they can never get to their own studies. They're actually way behind where my studies have progressed to. As a result, I'm pretty much taking over for the teacher and helping Rina and Mion with their studies. You're a pretty good teacher, Keiichi-kun. Easy to understand. The hallmark of a good teacher is always making sure your students understand what you're talking about. And making it easy for them to understand. Rina took a breather after finishing highlighting an important section. Teaching is making me lose confidence. It makes me aware of how shallow my understanding of the subject is. They say that to teach someone something, you need to understand it backwards and forwards. So while you're teaching us, you're getting in your own practice. In contrast, this person over here is quite laissez-faire about things. For what, and isn't she supposed to be at a higher grade than me? Look, Mion, this is for your own good. If you don't take this seriously, there'll be trouble later on with these marks. It's not like I'm aiming to go to a prestigious school. I'll be fine as long as I pick up what I need to know for the entrance exams in a little at a time. Her staunch defiance was really something else. This was a different type of relaxed than somebody who already knew what was going to be on the entrance exams. Mi-chan, Keiichi-kun is doing his best to teach us. We need to try hard too. You're such a good and honest kid, Rina. I'll make sure you guys get accepted into a good school. What? Thanks so much. Especially you, Rina. Private lessons, just the two of us. Private lessons? A puff of smoke shaped like a halo popped out of Rina's head. Exactly what kind of private lessons is she fantasizing about that's making her turn so red? I'd like to hear the play-by-play about that next time. I'm sure you would. While Mion was flipping through her vocabulary flashcards, she threw out a casual question. So in the city, do you have to study this much? If you don't know at least this much, you can't get into university. So you study just to get into a university? Well, yeah, basically. While knowing that this stuff won't ever come in handy in the future, out here you can get into university as long as your attendance is good enough. Really? Study equals entrance exams. Having that basic law of the universe so easily overturned sent me into a state of shock. That is right, there aren't really enough people around here to warrant weeding them out with an entrance exam. If anyone can get into university, there's no need to be all uptight about this stuff, right? Well, that's true, but you should at least know stuff that's common knowledge. This old geezer thinks that instead of wasting time studying pointlessly, you should spend your precious teen years doing more meaningful things. It was too profound of a statement to simply laugh off, but since it was Mion, it probably didn't actually have that deep of a meaning. A piece of a chime in place of a chime, the sound of the principal waving a handbell drifted through the classroom. "Okay-chan, we're done. It's our wonderful lunchtime." In a complete 180 from her unmotivated state, Mion gave the commands that signaled the end of the morning period. "Kiichi-kun, let's have lunch." I might have been making a very troubled face. Rina smiled brightly at me. "Alright, let's eat." There seemed to be different cliques within the class. Most of them were divided up by gender and age, but our group was different. Our ages were different, and we had both boys and girls. But we weren't reserved around each other. This level of openness makes a transfer student like me pretty happy. Rina and Mion pushed their desks together so they were facing each other. At the same time, Satoko and Rika were slowly lugging their desks over as well. "Kiichi-kun, hurry. Rina waved her chopsticks in an unrefined manner, trying to hurry me along. Unless everyone was together, they wouldn't even open their lunchboxes. Kiichi-san's lunchbox is most assuredly filled with nothing but bread crusts, like some sort of destitute plebeian. Why don't you just show it to us? Come now." Even though Satoko was hurling insults at me, she still wouldn't open the lid to her lunchbox until I was there. I pulled out my lunchbox swiftly and dragged my chair over to join the circle. "Hey, sorry to keep you waiting." "Well then, Representative Me, please give the signal to start." At first, this was kind of embarrassing, but I got used to it pretty fast. At this point, I probably wouldn't even open my lunchbox if someone else was too slow. Our ages and genders may have all been different, but we were all friends. Let's eat. The sound of our little 5-part chorus echoed beautifully throughout the classroom. Really though, I've gotten used to this group made up of all girls. Of course, there are other boys in the class, but they were a lot younger, so they were scared to approach me. Well, that's to be expected. Younger boys just see older boys as scary. Compare that to girls, well, at least these girls aren't picky. We put all the side dishes in the middle where everybody can pick at them. I thought girls would mind sharing a meal with a guy, so I was a bit flustered joining in. However, Mion noticed that and teased me quite a bit. As the fruit of my efforts, I can now reach over and take sides from anybody's lunch. My, isn't Sir Keiichi's lunch extravagant today? My, isn't Madame Satoko's lunch extravagant as well? The stewed stuff has a nice look to it, rather trendy. Buying into the fight that Satoko was starting, our chopsticks locked in a cross counter, stabbing into each other's lunches. My, how delicious. Oh, this taro is good. The seaweed stuff is good too, even cold. After seeing my happy face, Rika-chan's expression broke into a little smile. I saved some from dinner last night. By the way, Satoko and Rika-chan's lunches are always the same. It seems like Rika-chan makes it for both of them every day. Rika-chan made this too. These taste like mom's home cooking. I was honestly impressed. The carrot rosettes weren't made from a mold, they were done by hand with a knife. See, now that is incredibly impressive for a girl her age. I mean, it's always nice to start kids off in the kitchen young, get them used to cooking, get them used to handling a knife and stuff like that. I am in full support of kids in the kitchen. I always helped my mom out in the kitchen when I was young. I love to cook. Heck, I even work in a kitchen now, so I mean, it's definitely a useful skill to have, no matter who you are, no matter. One thing that really pisses me off, I'm gonna get on a bit of a soapbox here, is where a lot of men say women belong in the kitchen, but those types of men, I bet they don't know that the culinary industry is an industry mostly dominated by men as well. So, yeah, be surprised. But that being said, I love the fact that she's in the kitchen and that she apparently is incredibly talented in the kitchen. That's really cool. Anyway, carrying on. That's not easy to do. He's right, it's not that easy to make garde-manger, which is basically what making a flour out of a carrot is. Yeah, anyway, continuing on. I guess Rika-chan's just good at this sort of thing. She's really good at sewing, laundry, and stuff like that. Amazing, right? Amazing. Rika is quite exceptional in many ways. That's nothing for you to boast about. Rina's actually better at cooking than I am. Huh? Well, you know. It seemed that the topic of conversation switched to Rina when she wasn't expecting it, making her blush and trip over her words. She really is cute. Especially when she gets like this. Rina's lunch really was the star of the table. Not only did it look good, it tasted good. Everyone pulled from Rina's lunchbox constantly. Everyone liked this one and so much before, so I made a lot this time. It's good, I hope. It's got high marks from me. Mion, you're taking too much. Knocking Mion's chopsticks aside, I reached out trying to secure my own portion. Satoko and Rika-chan reached over at the same time, and a struggle ensued. Everyone shoveled in mouthful after mouthful while praising it, and Rina's lunchbox was soon empty. It was kind of bad that no one thought to leave any for Rina. Rina seemed rather satisfied as she looked on. She's a chef, a proper cook too. I mean, we love to see people enjoy our food, enjoy our cooking, you know. How did you like it? Isn't Rina-san an extremely good cook too? Quite different from Keiichi-san. I said that's nothing for you to boast about. You're not much different from Kei-chan, Satoko. Can you tell the difference between broccoli and cauliflower yet? Satoko's face went pale. This is pretty funny. Hey, even I can tell the difference between broccoli and cauliflower, you know? Of course I can. I really can. It's really hard for her to lie. That much is apparent. Keiichi-kun, Keiichi-kun, both taste good when they're boiled and topped with mayo, right? See, at first when I heard this line, I'm like, mayonnaise. Why mayonnaise? But then I thought, you know, my mom makes a broccoli casserole, which is essentially boiled broccoli with mayo, cream of mushroom soup, and cheese on top of it. So, you know, that kind of makes sense. You shouldn't be picking on her. Mi-chan too. Rina hurriedly tried to follow up, but Mion laughed haughtily as she drew closer to Satoko. Well, well, just pretend it's a little home ec lesson. Now then, Satoko, what's this? Mian lifted her chopsticks. Between them was a piece of green stuff wrapped in bacon. But that's asparagus. Mian made eye contact with me, and within 0.3 seconds I had Rina-chan's mouth covered. Holding a piece of bacon-wrapped asparagus and giving her two choices. She's pretty terrible. The yellow one is cauliflower. No, wait, the green one is cauliflower. So, which? Probably the yellow one is broccoli and the blue one is cauliflower. Where'd she get blue from? That's what I want to know. But the green one is, do you really know which is which? How about you just give up? I'd expect no less from the class representative, the oldest. The way she drives people into a corner just shows how much experience she has. It's just a hunch, but being brought into the Sonozaki household must be quite the ordeal. I do know. I really do. Then answer the question. I know. Ah. She finally broke down and started crying. When she acts like this, she actually starts to seem her age. Ha. Aw, so cute. Rina entered a state of euphoria as Satoko bawled her eyes out. Rina was in a state of bliss as she rubbed her cheek against Satoko's head and smothered her. Really, a very content face. One that wouldn't care if the world ended right then. It was that kind of smile. Rina. Mimi is picking on me. Wah. Cute. It's okay, Rino-san will take care of all those bad people who tease my little sister. Fwish, boom, boof, bam. It was like a flash of lightning. What was that just now? Both of Rina's fists shot out at supersonic speed, striking Mian and me squarely in our faces. Before we knew it, Mian and I were sprawled spread eagle on the floor, staring up at the ceiling with matching welts on our faces. This is the first time you've gotten one, right? Today, she went easy on us. Easy? You mean there's something harder than this? With that, Mian and I both slumped our heads back to the floor in unison. From now on, I'll be careful when I'm within striking distance of Rina. See, Satoko-chan, I took care of them. Cute. I want to take you home. Making sure Rina couldn't see, Satoko stuck her tongue out at us. Damn it all, using Rina like a puppet. Rika-chan massaged our bruises without saying a word. No matter what the day had held, the last school bell always came too soon. Our shadows stretched off into the distance. Hey Keiichi-kun, tomorrow, do you have plans or anything? Huh? It was such a direct question from Rina, and I inadvertently blushed. If it was for a date, then wouldn't you do it more subtly? Rina saw me lost for words and realized that I'd misunderstood, and turned red as well. No, I didn't mean it like that, you see. So apparently that wasn't what she meant. But since it's always fun when Rina is in a panic, I went along with it a little. Oh really? So it wasn't meant that way. Huh? Playing it up, I slumped my shoulders, feigning dejection. Keiichi-kun, why are you so disappointed? Why? Mi-chan. Unable to hold it in any longer, Mion slapped me on the back. I see, this old geezer never knew you could push her buttons like that. Wahahaha. Huh? What? What is it? Mion was rolling on the floor, clutching her stomach, while Rena flailed around, completely bewildered. I couldn't help but start laughing as well, feeling just a bit guilty. I ruffled Rena's hair. Kidding, sorry, it was a joke, that was my fault. She really is a cute one. Huh? A joke? Since when? Huh? About halfway through. Halfway? So Kei-chan, that means you weren't acting when you blushed at the start? Huh? That means... It was only a momentary lapse, but there was no way Mion would let such a delectable detail slip by her. Well, you see, saying anything more was also a bad idea. In my bewildered state, I slipped further into an unfavorable position. After that, Mion continued to tease me about it for a while. So, why are you asking if I'm free tomorrow, Rena? Huh? Oh, what were we talking about? It had been so long that Rena had forgotten. That's how long Mion had teased me. It's just Kei-chan, you probably can't find your way around Hinamizawa by yourself yet, can you? That was true. I hate to say it, but if you blindfolded me and spun me around 3 times like we're playing Pin the Tail on the Donkey, I wouldn't be able to tell up from down. Yeah, I don't think I know how to get anywhere besides back and forth from school. Yes, so you see, tomorrow we were thinking that Mi-chan and I could escort you through Hinamizawa and show you around. That would be a godsend, frankly. I was happy about the offer. You'll come, of course, right? If I'm free. You're being invited by a girl, you know. If I'm free. You're probably free anyways. If I'm free. I was being stubborn, so as not to give a clear yes or no. Even though it was a godsend, I'm too much of a scamp to say so up front. We're going to end this here. And this ends the Fixer episode. So if you enjoyed it, please leave it a like. Don't forget to subscribe for more content in the future. And until next time, everybody, have a good one. I'll see you later. Bye.